Today, I'm with Carlos from Remax. How's it going, Carlos?
Hi, good afternoon.
Now, he's invited me here to this very special place to have a look at two properties, but before we get there, I want to show you where we are. The beautiful Zêzere River, which basically runs all the way from the Serra da Estrela, which is the highest mountain in mainland Portugal, and it runs all the way through Central Portugal and down to Lisbon, where it meets up with the Tagus. And the Tagus is the river that runs through Lisbon and meets up with the Atlantic Ocean. And this location where we currently are, the part just across the river is called Dornes, and Dornes is an old medieval Templar village. And just upriver is Castelo, which is a large hydroelectric dam. And what that basically means is that this area is always full of water. There's always a space here to swim. There's always a place here where you can take boats, you can go fishing, you can go water skiing, and you can do all sorts of different water activities like supboarding in the background here, kayaking, and just enjoying yourself on the beach. This is the second largest lake in all of Portugal, and it's absolutely immense. And I think before we get to the property, we're going to go across to this side and we're going to show you a little bit about the historic village of Dornes. So Carlos, thanks for inviting us out here today.
You're welcome. It's always my pleasure.
It's a very hot day today. It's going to be 40 degrees or 40 something.
Yes.
And yeah.
In this time of the year, August, we know that it's always like this.
And it's always perfect.
That's why this river beach is absolutely amazing to
cool off and just to basically get out of all of that sun. Awesome. Let's check out Dornes. We started this video just on the beach over there, and we've moved our way across the river to the beautiful village of Dornes, which is a medieval village, a Templar village. Has this incredible church, and this over here, which is a Templar tower. And this Templar tower in the background here is currently under reconstruction. So they have a little bit of work going on, but it shouldn't take too much longer and you'll be able to see it in all of its glory. And this tower gave the Templars a privileged spot to basically be able to look out all over the river from all different sides and on the mountains to see if there were any invaders coming. So now that I've shown you a little bit about Dornes, we're going to go 5 minutes up the road to where these two properties are. So come along with us and let's check them out.
Let's go.
We've driven for around 5 minutes. In that direction is where we came from, where the Zêzere River is. And along this quiet track, you'll find the first property that Carlos has taken me to, and this is the house. Now it's situated on 5,600 square meters of land, and with that you get a 3-bedroom house. This is the old part of the house, and over here there's an extension that's been added on in more recent years. And the entrance of the property has this large driveway where it's paved. We've got beautiful grapevines, lovely olive trees, lots of shade, lots of flowers. And that takes us across down to a little patio area where you can sit outside in the shade. And this is the extension I was talking about. There's a doorway that leads into the kitchen, and there's a lovely living room just on the side over here. And leading on from this kitchen area, we've got more doorways that lead into the property. So this is another entrance. There are some steps here, so for people with disabilities, they can choose from numerous entrances. There's another one over there, and there's another one out to the front of the building. This is one of the 2 bathrooms in the property. As you can see, it's a generous size and well appointed, with a shower with some very nice tiles on the wall. And there's another living room space that can be used as a library. And here is one of the 3 bedrooms. As you can see, it's quite nicely lit with a window with views to the garden. And if you go upstairs, they've converted their roof into a large loft space that can be used for tons of storage, but also for living. And as you can see, it's got some lovely windows leading out onto a terrace. Let me just spin you around and you can see we have a full height ceiling here, lots of space that then narrows down into the corners. Now this is a little bit of a flying tour instead of one of my real in-depth tours, but obviously if you are interested in this property and you want to have a more detailed look at it, then send me an email. I'm going to put all my details in the description just below this video. I can come back here and obviously give you a much more detailed video. And here is the loft space that we've walked through onto this nice big terrace that gives you some stretching views over the mountains and into the really lush garden over here. And from up here we also have some really good views of the driveway space and the patio space, and also some more views into the garden. Now this property has mains electricity, it's got mains water, but it also has plenty of water that comes out of a well, and I'm going to show that to you now. If we walk down this side, as you see, we've got lots and lots of, look at these grapes, amazing, all over the place, giving wonderful shade. And then we have this water tank over here, And the water in this tank basically gets pumped from this pump house over here, which has an old Lister engine, and this is still functional, still working. This pumps water from this big well over here and then all the way into this water tank that then can be used to irrigate the property. And this is a real old well that has all of the machinery on it that they once used for donkeys to basically walk around in a circle and run the machinery to bring buckets of water up to the surface. And this is a very deep well. It has water in all year round. I'm not sure if the camera's able to pick it through the net there. But as you can see, Carlos was watering earlier with all of that water, and it's nice and strong. And there's also a vineyard. And in the background here, we've got around 100 square meters of vines. And the owners of the property have actually used this vineyard to make around 400 liters of wine, I believe. That's what Carlos was telling me. And let me just show you a couple of the grapes and the quality of them. And looking back up at the house, there's the water tank, there's the house. And just on the side here, we have this lovely covered area that could either be used for storage, or you could put some garden furniture out here. And we have a nice little barbecue area. We've got an old Portuguese bread oven that you can use for roasts and pizzas and breads and things like that. And on this side over here, we have a room that basically stores the solar water heating equipment. There are solar panels on the roof that basically heat up the water for the property, so that brings down your electricity bill quite a lot. And there's a very fancy and new modern water heater system that basically either uses electricity to heat the water or the solar. And finally, I want to show you the garden of the property, which is full of citrus trees. We have some pear trees over there. I believe this is a lemon tree. These are oranges. We've got 70 olive trees, lots and lots of citrus. It stretches all the way down and around. Plenty and plenty of space. And I'm going to walk down into this 5,600 square meters and just give you a little view from different areas so you can see what it's all about. The edge of the property is where you can see all the cut grass. It kind of goes around in this perimeter over here and all the way back up to the house, where you have the vineyard in this corner, where you have the well and you have the pump house, and then you have the main house stretching across. And over here there's another gate that accesses the garden area. And this is the entrance to that gate. As you can see, Carlos, he's got his sign up here. I'm going to zoom in on this for you. This is how you can get him. That's his email address, his phone number, and his office line. And so if you have any questions about the property, obviously contact Carlos, and he's going to be able to, tell you pretty much everything that you need to know. There is actually one more thing I wanted to tell you about this, and that is that this piece of land over here, this entrance to this garden area, has a completely different street number to the main house. And obviously the plot of land is so big that potentially it could be divided up, and you could perhaps build another house in this area over here, and you could have two properties in one. We have chosen one of the hottest days of the year to come and do this, which is why I'm sweating profusely. I've been standing in the sun doing all the drone stuff and the camera work, but yeah, it's been very cool to have a look around here. And as I said earlier, obviously this is like a bit of a rushed sort of tour around, but if you want something more in depth, you can obviously book me to go and look at this property or any other property that you like, and I'll go there and I can film absolutely everything and give you an in-depth property video. All right, so that was the first property that Carlos has taken us to. And
I hope you like the house. House is ready to come in.
Exactly. I mean, it is ready to move straight into, but also more importantly to point out is that, if this isn't the house for you, Carlos has lots of houses all around this area. If you like this area, if you like the Zêzere River, if you like Santarém, if you like all around this area, he's got a lot of stuff around here for you.
Yes, we could help you. And this is a very interesting area to live.
Yeah.
And to pass your vacations. Send us an email and we could help you to find your perfect home.
Exactly. And also this is a very good area for for expats and foreigners. There's actually lots of expats living around here. We've actually bumped into quite a few people from different countries, from Belgium, from England. There's actually lots of English people staying all around in this area as well. So if you are moving here from another country and you're worried about not being able to speak Portuguese, there is a community of expats living around here. Anyway, let's go to the next one.
Let's go.
Now, I never pointed out that the actual village that we're in right now is called Beco, and the second property is just a couple of minutes down the road from the first one, also in Beco. Okay, so this property is quite different. Let me spin the camera around and show you the views. It's in a very quiet sort of street over here, as you can see. There's no traffic, there's no noise apart from a rooster that just crowed over there. And this property is basically this little house here, and as you can see, it's in need of complete renovation, but what it basically gives you is the ability to build something brand new on this space. And from what I've been told, the borders of the property just run in that direction, and they start from this corner over here, and they give you a beautiful garden area just in the back. So again, this is going to be quite a quick tour just to give you a rough idea of what this is all about, but if you are interested, give Carlos a call. We've got this garage space in the background here, and as you saw earlier, this is the front of the building with the front door. There is mains electricity. There's also municipal water in the road that can be connected, and if we go around the side of the house here, it'll take us to the garden area just out the back, which has two really big and beautiful chestnut trees. This is one of them over here, and then we have a really big and ancient one which is a little bit further over here, and look at the size of that trunk. It's absolutely magnificent and a huge tree. I want to get a little bit closer and just show you how big this is, because this is awesome. I could imagine a big tree house in here. That is absolutely massive. Wow. So this property is over 2,000 square meters of space. It extends all the way to the back here, and it's quite overgrown at the moment, so I can't really access it. But another thing also worth pointing out is it has a well, which is just on the side here. Let's go and have a look at the back of the property quickly. So these are some of the old structures. This over here, I'm not sure, maybe they were used for some kind of outbuildings or storage. As you can see, they're in need of complete rebuilding. And then on the back of the building here, we can see some of the old stone walls, and then obviously sort of entrances into the building itself. Big old chimney, a big old space. I think this property is going to be very interesting for someone looking for like a rebuild project where they can put their own mark and their own stamp on it. And there's obviously nice old features in this building where you can see the old stone walls, and people can recover that and bring it back, but also have something modern and new as well.
Yes, all this area could be a very good garden, and with fruit trees, plenty of water in that well.
Exactly.
So I think we have enough here to do a new home and a new living project.
Exactly. And it's going to be at a fraction of the price of buying something brand new. So
85,000 euros.
85,000, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, and that's obviously negotiable, and
of course, if anyone is interested, it could also give us a proposal, and then the owners will tell us.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, if you're interested in this one or the one that we saw before, or if you're interested in something else, maybe something on the river or anywhere else around this area, contact Carlos.
Please contact us and let us know what you need or what you want, that we could help you.
Exactly. He's got lots of properties on his books. Cool. Thanks, Carlos.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Ciao.